All right, today what we're going to talk about is lesson 2.3, and we're going to talk about how to go ahead and graph linear equations. And there's a couple different ways to do it. So we're going to talk about the three different ways to go ahead and graph linear equations. Okay, all of them have a purpose. All of them have a time. And we're going to go ahead and try and decipher, when the appropriate time to use each of these methods is. Okay. Um, so the first one is to go ahead and graph an equation using the x and y intercepts. All right, and hopefully this looks familiar to you from algebra class. Um, we'll talk about that one. Okay. Second one is to go ahead and to graph using the slope-intercept form. Okay. And then the third way to go ahead and graph is if you forget all of these right here, what you can do is you can take and you can make a t-table. All of these ways, guys, are going to work no matter what. It just depends on how much work you want to put in and when the appropriate time is. Okay? So, x and y intercepts. I think the best time to use x and y intercepts is when you have the equation of a line, your x and y, and it is in standard, standard notation. Okay? Standard notation looks like this. It looks like, let me go with a green here. It is ax plus by equals c. And you'll notice your x and your y are on the same side. So in this example that we have right here, all right, 2x plus 3y equals 6, this one is actually in standard form. 2x plus 3y is equal to 6. And I think the easiest way to do this one, x and y intercepts. Okay? X-intercept. Here's what I want you to realize about the x-intercept. Let me move this for a second. Oh, shoot. All right, the x-intercept. All right, the x-intercept is where your graph is going to go ahead and cross your x-axis at. So what we know is at this point right here, wherever it crosses, all right, my y value at this point, my y is always going to equal 0. All right? So what I like to do when I'm finding the x-intercept is I like to go ahead and just get rid of my y's. Because I know if I substitute 0 there, that's going to be 0. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to work with my x's. You ready? 2x, get rid of the y, equals 6, x equals 3. So from that, you can make your ordered pair of 3, comma, your y is going to be 0. There's your x-intercept. Y-intercept, same exact idea, except it's where you're going to go ahead and you're going to cross your y-axis at. So we know that my x is going to equal 0 at these points. So let's just go ahead and get rid of my x's, just cover that up, and you're going to be left with 3y is equal to 6. You end up with y is equal to 2, so your ordered pair for this is going to be 0, comma 2. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to graph these points. 3, comma 0, start at the origin, 1, 2, 3, and 0, comma 2. And what you have is you have your 2 points, and we go ahead and we make my line through those 2 points. Okay, so that right there, that's standard notation. Just like what we have up here, we have standard notation. So sometimes it is easier to use x and y intercepts. Okay. Other times, we want slope-intercept form, which is this. Y equals mx plus b. All right. This is where your m is equal to your slope, which we talked about yesterday, and your b is equal to your y-intercept. Okay? So, like this equation up here that we just did in standard form, what we might have to do here is we might have to solve. All right, so step A is you're going to have to solve, right, for y. Okay? So to solve for y, 2x plus 3y equals 6. And this is something we did chapter 1. We're going to get my y variable all by itself, minus 2x, minus 2x. All right, your 2x's cancel out. You're left with 3y is equal to negative 2x plus 6. And now you're going to go ahead and you're going to divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3, and we're going to end up with y equals negative 2 thirds x plus 2. Now we have an equation that is in slope-intercept form right here. Y equals mx plus b. Okay? Important stuff. Ready? M value equals negative 2 thirds. M always comes from in front of your x. B value equals positive 2. That always comes from the constant that is your b. Okay? I'm graphing this. This is going to go first. This is going to go second. So let's go ahead and let's find my y-intercept of 2. Okay? Run my y-intercept of 2. All right? And then my slope is negative 2 thirds. So I'm going to go rise. I'm going to go down 2. And then, so I use my negative, and then I'm going to run 1, 2, 3. I could do it again if I wanted to. Down 2. Oh, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. If I didn't want to go down first, what I could do is I could go up first and use my positive, and then go left, since I know that is negative. And we follow the same line. And we have slope-intercept form. Okay? Third way to do this. Third way to do this. T-table. All right. This is probably the longest and most tedious, but it will always work. All right. T-table. X, Y. All right. For this one, if you took and you put it into y equals mx plus b and you didn't know how to do it, you'd have y equals negative 2 thirds x, all right, plus 2. Since I have a 3 as my denominator right here, I would use the values 6, 3, 0, negative 3, 6. These ones right here, if you did 3 times 2, you get 6. 3 times 3, you get, 3 times 1, you get 3. So I was going to try and use numbers that match up with that 3 there, okay? And now all you would do is you take and you substitute in. Y equals negative 2 thirds. Put the 6 in there, plus 2. This and this right here cancel out to give you 2. All right, so you end up with negative 4 plus 2. I think you get negative 4 plus 2. You end up with negative 2. Let's take now. Let's put my 3 in there. All right, plus 2. This would cancel out to give you 1. You're going to end up with 0 here. If you put 0 in there, you're going to end up with 2. If you put negative 3 in there, you're going to end up with 4. And look at my pattern now. Positive 2, positive 2, positive 2. I think that's going to be 6 right there. Now we could go ahead and we could graph these ordered pairs. So I have 6 comma negative 2. Start at the origin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down 2. 3 comma 0. 1, 2, 3. 0 comma 2. Negative 3 comma 4. 2, 4. And 6. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. And we have my line. Alright, all the same line, guys. All have negative slope. All these lines are falling because they have a negative slope. Alright, but that's what we're looking at there, guys. That's the 3 ways to go ahead and graph a line.